Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Clash with Barndo. Tonight I'm going to be going through our War Win 148. That was versus Binh Thanh 18 plus a Vietnamese clan. Pretty poor attacking clan, quite low in effect for them. They didn't really finish much off. They did quite well on our Town Hall top 9s, but then they've missed a shitload of other stuff. For us, we've gone ahead and two-starred all their 10s. We did get a couple of highs in there. 89 was a Queen Walk, 60s, 70s. But what happened here is we've got Old Dirty Bugger. He's 3-starred there. Bottom Town Hall 10, he did a GoLaLoon. It was a fairly low Town Hall 10. It only had the single Inferno. After that, of course, we 3-starred everything else. We did only use the one Town Hall 10 attack versus the 9s, which was nice. I'll go through our war list of attacks. We don't normally show this, but you see we had a couple of 6-star wars there from Phoenix, Barndo 82, and then there was a few others that had some 3s, so it was a good mixture. For our Town Hall 8s, we had Kimmy with a 6-star war, Muzza, Thanos, and Sneaky with a 6-star war. Now, a lot of these attacks are very early in the war and helped us set up a nice thumping win. A lot of clans don't come back from an early big advantage to a clan that looks well structured, so it was a very good war for us. I'll start off, I'll show Phoenix's attack versus their number 8, and it was a good attack for Phoenix. He's gone in with the 3 golems and the hogs for the back there. So what Phoenix has started doing is he's started drawing the clan castle. It was fairly cheap, and smashing out the poison. This will take 20 to 30 seconds off your raid, but once those 2 loons are dead, the dragon's almost dead as well. It just means that your golems at the start of the raid aren't going to get smashed, and it does help to protect those heroes for that little bit longer. So he's got the max queen, level 28 king, so he wants to look after those as much as possible. He's gone ahead with his rage jump for the golem contingent. Should boost old Jimmy Bob there. There he goes. Out come the hogs. You see a pretty good spread. One of the things you'll see with Shine's raids is he's normally quite patient with his heals, and you see that first one come on the floor there. It's overlapped 5-6 defences. Old skelly traps on ground. They're just hanging around on those hogs like a bloody fly on a horse's ass. That's about it, really. Good raid from Phoenix there. Their top Town Hall 9. Oh, the little recorder by Moby's end got a bit smaller. That's nice. Now you can see everything. Alright, we'll go to the next replay. Not going to show 9, that was Mascot's hit, pretty standard. We'll go to Phoenix's second attack. This was versus their number 10. This time he's gone with a GoHog again, but he's used the earthquake spells, and it's worked quite well. Same thing where he draws out the clan castle, dragon 2 loons. It is still quite a popular mix for CCs. I don't rate it that much because this is one of the reasons why it's quite easy to drop the loons. I mean, yeah, they can devastate some pretty shitty players, but well-versed players and that know how to get rid of them. So he takes that dragon up to the front of his raid. Alright, so he drops his first 2 golems. He's got a CC golem as well. You notice that he's got one either side of that wizard tower, so then that way he can drop out his wall breakers. They run across the middle there. You've got to be really careful when you're planning where you're going to be using wall breakers, so you avoid those wizard towers or even mortar splash or Teslas popping up and they one-shot your wall breakers. So you've got to be very careful with that kind of planning and consideration. No rage or anything, but it's all opened up with those earthquakes. Raging old Jimmy Bob starts dropping out his hogs. There's no rush with his first heel. You do see a couple of hogs do die, but when you're running 20 plus hogs, you've got that little bit of room. Also, what's happened, you do notice with those heels is they're covering where the giant bombs are going to go. So his second heel will come down shortly. That's covered them so they don't get fried. There you see he's got his wizards, he drops them down at the end of the run. Queen's on full health. Good raid, Mr. Phoenix. Oh, next raid I'm going to show is going to be versus good old Candy Poo. Candy Poo, what did we do versus that? It was a single golem, so a cold-blooded GoLaLoon. And I'll just pause it. This is a fairly old base, this one. You know the giant bombs are going to be there. Giant bombs are going to be there even before you open the base. Your Teslas are going to be on the bottom. It's a pretty old standard base. It was good for a little while, but it's quite shit now. So single golem down. You've got to make sure you herd well for your single golem. I was aware that that barracks down the bottom would cause me a bit of grief. That one there. So you notice where I've dropped the jump. It's a little bit higher, so I don't lose my king to the side building. It's either that or you're going to have to sacrifice a few wizards and unit space to combat it. A little bit late on the poison here, but where it drops down you see it just covers the queen. It's always nice to slow her down if possible. Sucks having to pop your king to rage him when you know there's giant bombs there, but unfortunately I had to do it. Old Jimmy Bob was getting a bit of a hammering regardless. So you see your first hound comes out, reasonable spread of loons. Second hound comes out, same thing, a spread of loons. Now you notice I've saved 4 loons, that's for the back end, and you get the minions down as early as you can. You know that's the end of your raid, so you know there's going to be all your loons at the other end. Yeah, pretty simple raid. One of the hounds still alive there, you see. Next raid I'm going to show is Space Monkey. He was keeping our feeder going for a little while there. Space Monkey is a big hitter. Draws the clan castle. Poison on the loons. Does this look familiar? Yes, this is one of Phoenix's extra accounts. Phoenix/Shine. He's got a few. He's the second highest addict in the clan with 6 accounts. They don't all do war. He normally only brings 3 to war. Just the 2 golems for this raid. 15 heroes. Sometimes he uses it to plan a higher attack. 3 heals for the hogs. He's got a lot more hogs, so they've got a lot more distance to cover. Possible giant bombs spread out. Very lucky with his split there. And that's it. Good raid, Mr. Space Monkey. Don't know where he comes up with these names, or whether his son comes up with them for him and says, "Oh, Dad, this is a good one. Why don't we use this?" Next one we're going to show. Where am I looking? Probably the next one along. Let's have a look at 13. This is Barndo 05, my low 10-10 10 or 9. I've gone with a GoLaLoon for this one. 2 golems. You see where I come in. Get your whizzies out early. Nice spread. Probably a touch too low on that bottom whizzy there on that cam, but at least it got it. Now I did hold back the king, but still he struggled. You notice I put the loons out on the side, the 2 loons. That's to stop that cannon stuffing up my queen later on down the track, but unfortunately 2 didn't get it. So I put that 3rd one down. Dragon's down. Still got a fairly healthy Clan Castle Golem there, level 5. He's at about 60% life, so he's done well. Your queen gets that air defense down. There's not really much more she's going to do that's going to adjust the raid, so drop those hounds and loons down, get them started. Bit of a sucky map for where you're going to hit into, so you know you're going to hit into the blowers at either sort of air defense going in on that ground section. It's good spread, same thing, minions are out nice and early. Did realise I left a mortar down the bottom there, so I put the single loon down for that. Otherwise that'd shave off a lot of time from your loons having to go backwards to get it. I'll speed that up. Still room for GoLaLoons in raids. It's not a dead army yet, especially in random battles when you're fighting random clans. There's still a lot of shitty bases out there you can take advantage. But Barndo 5 at the moment is researching hogs. Next one I'm going to show is the next one down. That's number 14. This was a Barndo 82 attack. Gone in with the GoHog, just I think it was three golems, Clan Castle Golem as well. Put out the minions early, as there's some quite high hit point buildings there. See that one hog there is to draw those skelly traps. This base has been hit once or twice before, so you watch where all the traps are and see what you can pick out. That earthquake opens up those 5 compartments. Yeah, quite late with the poison. Quite lucky in effect that the loons didn't get more than I think 1 or 2 drops. I did look at whether it was possible to draw the loons at the start and do the same as what Phoenix does, but it wasn't a very cheap and effective draw, so I've just left it at that and hit them on the run. Bit of a spread on the old hoggies. Nice early heal for me. That was to try and cover the king, and then I'd be able to rage him at the same time. Now that second heal was probably a little bit early, but the intention was to be able to heal through the giant bomb that popped right there. And that saved quite a few hogs. That was it, pretty straightforward raid. Golem on half-life, queen hasn't been touched. Was a reasonably low base, so it wasn't super high or anything like that. Right, next raid I'm going to show 4 Town Hall 8s this war. It's good to get the Town Hall 8s when we've got 10 out of our 25-man group. You know, they form a core part of the army, and there's a lot of keen guys in there. Kimmy had a pretty funny raid here, which is worth watching. Used a bits of army, bits of this, bits of that. It's quite an interesting raid, really. Thinking like this with these mix of troops, this is more of like a Town Hall 9 consideration, and he does have a Town Hall 9 Judd in our main clan. but normally he's upgrading his heroes pretty well, so he sits out of wars. You see with the CC kill there, he poisoned the units, dropped 3 Wizzies and just fed them barbs one at a time. Brilliant strat, doesn't use a huge amount of troops and gets the good effect. So open with loons. Then he's got his Golem King, few Wizzies to get in the top there and get that enemy king, and a few defences. The old 3-finger drop. It's funny. Old Hoff doesn't mind the old 3-finger drop. Not many blokes can take 3 fingers. Our Hoff's a special man though. 3 full heals for the hogs there, so heaps and heaps of room. We'll speed that up a bit. 2 skelly traps. It's unfortunate not to get that cannon with the balloon, so other than that he smashed it. Great raid, Kimmy. Next one I'm going to show is Thanos' attack on number 18. Now this was the first attack versus this base, so you see he's got a GoHog raid, so golems, hogs and a pecker. Clean Castle Pecker, he loves that one. So you notice if you look through the base, that's the only spot in the base that had a potential for a double G-bomb next to each other, so that's where he's sending his golems, king and the pecker into to be able to kill those, and the clan castle and the king. So, you know, fairly healthy amount of units used, but to get all of that, and then you just tail end loons with a couple of heals is good strategy. Alright, so he doesn't use his poison on the clan castle. He probably could have, and then slow that king down at the same time, but he's raged for it instead, so that'll smash through all that stuff nice and quick. Started with his hogs. One of the reasons you start early with the hogs is because you've got the golems taking fire from a lot of the defences, so the hogs can generally go through the first part of that raid without taking many attacks at all. Drops that poison down now. That's to get the skellies walking through. Now, you'd probably be looking right now. There's the second G-bomb, and he's thinking, oh no, where's that last G-bomb? Pecker's taking a bit of a pounding off that Archer tower. You know, oh shit, there go the hogs. The old big bitch, she's smashing away. And there we go, she's got a fanny hair health left. Good raid from Thanos. First hit versus it. It was a bit different than what you would sort of have expected, so to come away with 3 stars off the first attack's always a good thing. Alright, next one I'm going to show is going to be more for the comedy factor. Base number 20. Old rich man. Bit of a retard man. What was funny with this was he just had holes everywhere. So for 5 barbs, Thanos has tripped 3 giant bombs, pulled the CC, pulled a skelly trap, and turned it into a minute 45 raid. So what old mate might have thought of was a good idea and a bit of fun, and that's just pretty fucking retarded, really. Smashes along. There's just so many options that it makes it. I have used bases myself with murder holes, but not like that, and you generally don't put a stupid amount of traps in those murder holes. Pretty straightforward raid. also pays when you click on a building, you see those murder holes. You've got to pick those out. Last one I'm going to show is, no, not that one. Which one are we looking at? No, not that one. Shit, I'm lost. Where are we? Must be number 21. Reason I want to show this one is this is the Menace attack, and he's got a main guy in clan. Draws the dragon. It was only a 20cc size, so it's just the one dragon, no loon or anything like that. Now the way the Menace does this is drops down 5 loons and just feeds the barb. You notice he doesn't stack a heap out at once, he just throws them out nice and slow. All his wizards have lived. The only thing is now is that they will die to that archer tower, so what was a good start, they sort of got a bit wasted, but pretty simple. A good option, so that means he's saved his poison, and he'll use that a little bit later on. That'll kill the skellies at the end, I think, and he uses it with the king at the same time. There it is. It was a bit of a longer video. For those of you that stuck through, I hope you've learned a bit, and other than that, I hope I've helped everyone else, and clash on.